Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we are going to be doing a short and sweet thoughts, feelings, intentions tarot reading just to check in on what your person's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions are. I basically want to do more so of a general, all-encompassing type of love reading to see what's going on between you and your person. As always, this is a general reading, and with it being a general reading, please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. And let's get right into it. Pile 1, we have amethyst. Pile 2, we have citrine. And pile 3 with pyrite. Hello, pile 1, my amethyst pile. Let's take a look at what your person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions are about the connection that you share with them. Let's see what is going on when it comes to your person, how it is that they are feeling right now, what's on their mind when it comes to the connection that you share with them. Okay, pile 1, let's see. What are their thoughts, their feelings, their intentions about you, about the connection itself? So we are starting out with the Lovers. The Lovers is definitely a good sign, followed by the Page of Swords. So to me, the Lovers, of course, it's going to bring up that there are romantic feelings here. It will bring up that this person finds the connection to be very fulfilling. And I feel like perhaps most importantly, let's say when it comes to the Page of Swords that's next to it, there's a strong indication here that this person really does look at you as being someone who they are or could be spending the rest of their life with. With the Page of Swords here, though, the Page of Swords is going to indicate that there has been postponements and delays when it comes to the two of you living out this fantasy or this idealism that they have in their head. So they do look at you as somebody, or they feel like you are somebody who, again, they can spend the rest of their life with. But with the Page of Swords, I would say that there's certainly been issues in communicating that. There's been difficulty in expressing their emotions, and there's perhaps been difficulty when it comes to the two of you actually getting together. I say that especially as well because the Lovers can also be indicative of a decision and decision making. And to me, it's almost like part of what could be happening here for some people is, you know, you or this person or the two of you together just taking a little bit too long, or right now it feels like it's been a little bit too long to make the decision to be together. So let's see why. Like, let's see what the heck is going on here. Let's get some more cards out here just to see what is going on in this connection. We've got the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords to me will bring up that for most of us, this could be anxiety and insecurity. So between you and or your person, there's been times where this connection has been held back because of somebody's anxieties or insecurities. This can be an indication that, you know, either you or your person, or really I would say perhaps the both of you in this instance, are either too nervous or too insecure or too scared and fearful to go after what it is that you want, even though the two of you feel some type of way about one another with the Lovers card. And let's see what else could be causing delays here when it comes to this connection. Because to me too, there's just overall, like, let's say if we're gonna just tell a little story here, it's, you know, this person has very strong romantic feelings for you, but their anxiety and their fear has held them back from doing something about it. But there's definitely romantic feelings on their end that they are feeling, mixed with a whole bunch of anxiety. And now guardedness. We also now have two nines out here joining us. And we've got the Empress. And to me, it's kind of like one of these readings where, despite how this person feels about you, there's still blockages that are taking place here, to the point where I kind of want to pull some cards from what I would say is my main deck and just see you know, what is going on here, because we do have guardedness and we have anxiety and fearfulness. So with that, it's kind of like, well, why? You know, like, why is there that guarded? Why is there this person anxious, or why is this person guarded? Obviously, again, it could be something like just this person generally being scared to make their move. For some of them, it could be, you know, that they feel like you're guarded, or they themselves are guarded when it comes to their emotions. Because I do feel like, again, there's been issues in communicating your feelings to one another. But what are these anxieties about? We've got making a decision with the Judgment card. We've got a flash of the Nine of Swords, which is completely off camera, but I'm going to throw all of these cards back in. Lack of clarity. So lack of clarity in how it is that you feel about them could also be something that's holding them back. It could be something that's making them not be open and honest about how it is that they feel. Self-sabotage with the Five of Swords, and a lack of self-confidence. So I just wanted to, it's actually kind of funny because it got reiterated from what we've already seen here. But with the Lovers and the Empress card, and the reason why I wanted to pull more cards out, the Lovers is going to indicate that this person has romantic feelings for you, that this person feels a very strong connection to you. And the Empress card is also going to bring up that there is, you know, physical attraction, romantic feelings. This person feels like you're somebody who's very nurturing to them. This person feels like you're somebody who they can confide in. The Empress to me is going to bring up, which I did say before, but it's going to definitely bring up physical beauty, as well as also that there's like an attraction to your personality, or that there's been emotional intimacy that's been built within this connection. But this person's not letting their guard down, or this person's not fully and completely expressing themselves. And we see it again here. You know, that this person's struggling to make the decision to move this connection forward. And part of it, I feel like, is because they're making the decision of, do we stay exactly as we are right now? Or do I make the decision and give this, like, do I make the decision even though I'm scared to do it? And I feel like what it is that they're deciding to do is really whether or not to do anything about this connection. And what it seems like has been holding them back, or been making them struggle to make this decision, is anxiety. It's, you know, their own guardedness, their own difficulty when it comes to them expressing themselves. It's the lack of clarity about how it is that you feel about them. It's the self-sabotage that they seem to be pretty good at. And it is, in this Five of Pentacles, would also be an indicator of this person struggling with their confidence, which again leads me back to that Nine of Swords insecurities. They're holding themselves back from doing something about this connection. Okay, so I do hope that that makes sense in some way. When it comes to how it is that they feel about you, they think very highly of you. When it comes to what it is that they're thinking about this connection, they're thinking, it's almost like, to me too, like they're trying to decide whether they should stay or go when it comes to this connection, or when it comes to you. And I feel like the main thing that is holding them back is themselves. You know, it's themselves. It's their own insecurities. It's their own fears. It's their own lack of emotional expression. It's their own lack of self-confidence or self-worth. There's really nothing that you can do or should do. When it comes to you, they're very fond of you and they think very highly of you. When it comes to themselves, they're the ones that are struggling to make this decision. And so to me, like, I guess what I'm trying to say here is, right now, they're thinking of whether to stay or whether to go. They're thinking of whether to make a move or whether to keep things as they are. You know, whether they should take the shit or whether they should get off the pot already. That's like what this person's doing here. And I feel like as far as what their intentions are, they are, you know, just continuing to struggle with whatever their insecurities are. So when it comes to what their intentions are, it doesn't seem so much to me like they're intending to do much about this connection as of right now, because they're working through all of this, which leads me to want to pull another card or two before we say goodbye, just to see what the likelihood of this person working through all of this garbage is, so that they can make some positive movement forward in regard to this connection. And again, like the point that I'm trying to make with that, like with saying there's nothing that you can do or should do in this situation, is because a lot of what this person is fighting is a personal battle. You know, like you can't teach this person how to not be insecure, or you can't teach this person how to alleviate their anxiety when it comes to this situation. You can't or will not want to teach this person how to effectively communicate their feelings. These are all things that this person is going to need to have to learn on their own, or that they're going to have to want to learn on their own. And right now it seems like they feel more comfortable in that fear or in that silence when it comes to this connection. We've got the King of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Cups, which to me would indicate right away that this person very much so wants to be able to work through whatever fears and insecurities they are having. So now I want a time frame. We've got the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords to me is indicative of them giving you clarity over the situation. But I do want to get one more card out here on a fresh shuffle to indicate somewhat of a time frame when it comes to this situation. We've got the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups I would relate to months. You know, like that this might take a couple of months for this person to get through this. Unfortunately, the Queen of Cups to me at times can indicate... I lost the Page of Cups to the floor. I'm not going to be able to pick it up with where it is that I'm recording right now. The Queen of Cups would indicate about 13 months, or 12 months rather. We lost the Page of Cups to the floor, and the Page of Cups would also indicate that this would be a matter of months. I would say that this situation, if this is something or someone that you're truly interested in, over the course of the next year, this situation will begin to clear up. This person will begin to release themselves from the doubts that they have, and it seems as though what their main goal is to establish some stability and security. I would say both first to themselves. They want to get more grounded themselves. They want to release what it is that's holding them back when it comes to this situation. They want to feel more stable. And I feel like that's a huge part of this too. I feel like one of their main insecurities is that they don't feel stable and secure within their own lives. You know, they don't feel financially stable and secure. For some of them, especially if anxiety or depression is really bad for them due to that Nine of Swords and even the Ace of Swords, they could really be struggling mentally and emotionally right now, so they might also want to be more mentally and emotionally stable and secure. And I feel like overall this person wants to feel more grounded before they give you clarity on how it is that they feel. I also feel like for some of them too, when it comes to this situation, it does seem like for most of us, we're close to this person, or we have somewhat of a good rapport, let's say, with this person. We have a pretty decent relationship with this person already, which leads me to believe like this could be a close friend or a close colleague. This could even be somebody that maybe we've had, like, we've been romantic interests to one another. But basically, I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is that I feel like you already have a pretty decent relationship with this person, to the point where some of the things that this person struggles with, you might already know about. Like, you might know that they struggle with depression or anxiety. You might know that they're not really feeling too comfortable financially right now either. And I feel like when it comes to this person, they do think very idealistically about this connection. I feel like they see a future between the two of you, but they don't feel like they're in the best place right now to start this relationship. I feel like over the course of the next year, over the course of even just the next couple of months, this person is going to give you clarity, but first they're trying to dig themselves out of the hole that they feel like they're in. So I do hope that that makes sense, my pile ones. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Hello, pile 2, my citrine pile. Let's take a look at your person's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions when it comes to the connection that you share with them. Let's see what is going on when it comes to your person. Let's see what is on their mind in regard to the connection that you share with them. What are their current thoughts, feelings, intentions? We start out with the Five of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Just want to get a couple of different cards out here. King of Swords. And the Four of Swords. So I find this to be very interesting. We are going to yet again use the disclaimer of take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. But I do feel like what's going on here is, for some of us, this could have been somebody. This could be somebody where, like, I'm going to use to say, or I'm just going to come up with, family is involved. So this could be somebody that was your husband or wife, somebody that you have children with, or this could be somebody who has a family, in the sense that this could be more so of a, I guess I'll just use like the phrase third party situation, where this could be someone who, even let's say you were like the two of you were interested in one another, but there could have been something like an affair going on here, or there could have been romantic feelings that the two of you had for one another, but one or both of you might have had family elsewhere. Because the Five of Cups, to me, it's going to bring up heartbreak. It's going to bring up that this person right now is very sad. They're anxious. They don't really know what to do about this situation. And for some of us, of course, this heartbrokenness could come from the breaking up of a family, or it could be the lack of what it is that they're able to do about the connection that you two share because of their family, or because you have a family, if that makes sense. And again, I feel like this is mainly for or involving family in some type of way. This is either somebody who we are separated from or going through a divorce with. This could be somebody who, like, we had an affair with, or they had an affair on their partner with us. So there's that. I feel like that's something that could be going on here. I mean, I feel like for also some of us, this could be somebody that they always pictured the two of you ending up together, and now it seems as though neither one of you are really going to be able to have the family together that you thought you once would. But there seems to be some upsetness, some disappointment, sadness, heartbrokenness, because it seems as though, and I feel like that's regardless for whatever the situation is. It's like the two of you really thought that you were going to be able to overcome the odds and end up together. And I feel like that's something, like, now when it comes to your person, something that's on their mind is that it just seems as though the two of you are not going to be able to overcome the odds of what your situation was with one another. Okay, whether the two of you were seeing one another, or wanted to see one another when one or both of you had partners, whether that actually did happen and one or both of you did have a partner at the time, or whether this is a strong indication that maybe you yourself have moved on and you've started your own family, and now this person sort of left behind. They're feeling very disappointed and heartbroken by the situation as a whole. But I feel like for one or both of you, you already have an established family in some way, shape, or form. I hope that makes sense. I feel like, yet again, this person's heartbroken, sad about the situation. They feel like the two of you are never going to be able to get to this point. Where the two of you at one point, especially your person, had high hopes that the two of you were going to be able to have this very lovely future together, that the two of you would be able to have a family of your own. It now seems as though we're far off from that point. Or it would be difficult for the two of you to get back onto the same page about it. I feel like the Ace of Swords is more so bringing me that at times the two of you have communicated this to one another. How you either wish things were a different way. That's one thing that I kind of want to clarify here when it comes to these cards. I want to find out, like, what the Ace of Swords is, because the Ace of Swords can indicate clarity and communication. So I want to know, does this person wish that, to me, what I get the vibe of here is this person wishes that they could either communicate this with you. This person maybe wishes they would have done more or said more at the time. They wish that things would have gone a different way. Even in that regard, it's like they wish that when the two of you had the chance, the two of you maybe, let's say, would have run off together and had a family of your own, but now it seems like the two of you have families with other people, if that makes sense. And that's just a strong vibe that I'm picking up on. It might not be the same. We did get a flash of the death card there, and to me, again, that would lead me to say, like, this person wants to communicate with you, or they even might have already communicated with you, that they wish that things would have gone a lot differently than they had. So let's see. What is it that they want to communicate with you about? The Star, which to me would indicate, I feel like the Star would almost indicate the fact that this person has not given up hope, which I find interesting regarding the rest of the reading. So we get this person's heartbroken and sad. The two of you didn't get that life together that you had always hoped for. The life that this person had hoped for to have with you, they're disappointed, they're heartbroken, because it seems like that's very far away, or it's something that could never happen. The Ace of Swords to me would indicate that they want to, in some way, shape, or form, give you clarity about how they're feeling, maybe tell you how it is that they've been feeling. But then we get the King of Swords, and the King of Swords at times can be very cold, almost very calculated, cold, I would say detached. And I feel like at times this person acts very aloof with you. You know, they act very distant, or they act very aloof in regard to this situation, or in regard to you. So even with that, it's like, as much as they want to give you some type of clarity, or maybe even as much as they want some type of clarity from you and they want to upkeep communication with you, they seem to be quite distant and aloof and cold at times when it comes to you with that King of Swords. And then we've got the Four of Swords ending it here, which to me would be a strong indication that the two of you are no contact, or that the two of you are kind of, unfortunately, let's say, heading that way, or could be heading that way. I would also say that in general, the Four of Swords could just be signifying that there's been major difficulties in communication between the two of you. Now, with the Star to me would be a strong indication, especially since I wanted to clarify that Ace of Swords, that this person, it's almost like they want to tell you, or they in regard to what it is that they do want to communicate with you, it's like they want to communicate to you that they have not given up hope yet in regard to this situation. So now we've got the Five of Pentacles, and maybe let's try to get one more card if it'll come out. If not, I feel like that's good enough with the Star and the Five of Pentacles. And I feel like the Star would be, the Star in and of itself is indicative of hope, of positivity, but the Star can also be indicative of unattainability. And what I find interesting here is, it's like what this person wants to say to you, or what this person wants to get off their chest, is that they still have not given up hope in this, even though the situation seems hopeless. And I feel like it's this message of, like, they have not given up hope no matter how unattainable it may be. And I feel like with the Five of Pentacles, this person is now feeling like they're on the outskirts of your life. You know, like they feel that left out in the cold message. They also feel, they feel like, I would say pretty shitty with that Five of Pentacles. To me, the Five of Pentacles can bring up, you know, like low self-esteem. It could indicate not feeling too good about yourself, feeling embarrassed, feeling shameful in some type of way. And I feel like even when it comes to this connection, like, but how this person's thinking, or like, I guess let's go through it all. So their thoughts, I would say they're thinking a lot about this situation, and how, you know, this is what they've always envisioned for this situation. They've always been hopeful of this positive future between the two of you, you know, like the kids, the white picket fence, you know, the two of you being together, etc., and so on and so forth. But now the two of you are so far removed from that situation that they don't exactly know how to act with you. And I feel like a lot of times this person, since they can't effectively communicate, they end up being rather cold, aloof, or distant when it comes to the connection between you both. And I feel like that Four of Swords is highlighting that at times the two of you are no contact with one another, or have very minimal contact with one another. And I feel like the message sort of varies. Like, let's say if this is somebody who was an affair partner, it's like this person hasn't really given up hope that maybe someday things could be what the two of you had hoped for it to be with one another. But for the time being, it's better if they distance themselves from you, even though that upsets them very much, because of, I would assume, what's going on in their own life or within their own family. If this is somebody who you had a family with, I feel like they know that things are done between the both of you. You know, like if this is somebody who you are, let's say, divorced from, or have to co-parent with, but the relationship didn't work out, I feel like this person is very heartbroken, sad, disappointed about the way that this turned out. But they know that like things between the two of you cannot go back to the way that they used to be. And I feel like what they've recognized about the situation is that a lot of it took place, or some of the downfall, at least, let's say, took place because of their own inaction. You know, like they weren't providing a stable environment. They weren't providing for you. They weren't, but providing, of course, in a financial way, but also in the sense of it being like a loving home, of, you know, it feeling comfortable, of you feeling loved, of you feeling like you had someone who was, like, let's say, devoted to you, and someone who cared about you and loved you and supported you. You didn't really feel any of that, perhaps, from this person, especially right now we're focusing on like the divorcee aspect of it. You never felt like this person had your back. And that could have been one of the many reasons why this relationship ended, or this marriage ended between you and this person. And they know that they're now on the outskirts of your life as a result of their own shortcomings, let's say, amongst perhaps many other things, but that's part of at least what's coming through here, or part of what's on their mind in regard to this situation. I would say, as far as what it is that they're feeling about you, they feel distant. They might even feel like at times that you're cold toward them. And I feel like that could be a message across the board, whether this is somebody who we had a family with or have a family with, whether this is somebody who we were like an affair partner with, whether this is somebody that's, you know, maybe simply a love interest that the two of you envisioned that this was the way that things were going to work out, and now things have become horribly awry. It just seems as though, to me, this person, it's like they want to be able to communicate with you that they still have some type of hope, or that they still think about you very fondly, that they still wish that this situation wouldn't have turned out the way that it was. But I feel like at the same time, they weren't an effective communicator with you ever. I feel like there were many a times where you felt like when you were with this person, or you were, whether you were dating this person, whether you were married to this person, whether you were, let's say, having an affair with this person, it was like they never gave you the stability and security that you needed to feel safe within the connection. And I feel like now, for a majority of us that might have chosen pile 2, we have moved on with our lives. Whether we're single, whether we're seeing someone. Because I feel like for pile 2, this brought up somebody that maybe you weren't really intending to hear about when you turn the reading on. So take it as it resonates and leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. But I feel like for some of us that chose pile 2, we weren't really intending to hear from this person. Maybe for some of us we were, but I would say that for some of us we also weren't. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, when you were with this person in whatever way that you were, this person did not make you feel safe, stable, or secure within the connection. And you moved on with your life. You are, like I said, you're either single, you're dating, maybe you're in another full-blown relationship again. And now this person is looking back on the connection, and they're really feeling like, at this point in time, now they're left out in the cold of your life. Now they're heartbroken. You've moved on. And now they're starting to feel like this vision that they've always had for their connection with you is slipping away from them. And now, even though they're still holding out some type of hope for it, they still feel as though it's unattainable to them. And now they feel like they're left out. Now they feel like you're cold, or you're aloof, or maybe you've got them blocked and you no longer want to communicate with them. etc., and so on. And for some reason, this person, again, it's like, I feel like this whole thing encompassed their thoughts, I would say, and how it is that they feel about you. I would say there is, let's say, some negativity here where they feel like you're cold or you're distant when it comes to how it is that you've been with them recently. I feel like they still hold out hope about you, and there's still some type of romantic feelings that they have for you. And now they're feeling like they're on the outside of your life looking in. And then I would say, as far as their intentions, for some of them, they could very well want to reach out and communicate and communicate maybe about how they feel like the two of you aren't involved in one another's lives anymore. Of course, situation dependent, on who this person is to you. But I feel like their intention is, or even at this point, the two of you might not be in communication any longer. One or both of you might have the person blocked. Like, you might have them blocked, or they might have you blocked. So to me, it's kind of like this, their intentions when it comes to this connection are they're wallowing in their sadness and their sorrow and their heartbreak. For some of them, as badly as they want to communicate with you, it seems as though it might not be so easy to do so at this point in time. And to me, I would say, like, the biggest intention that would come through for me in regard to this entire reading would be that this person is probably going to remain silent. They're going to remain on the outskirts of your life. They're going to remain no contact. And that just makes me want to pull, one other card just to see, like, one more time, just as far as intentions. Like, if this person does intend to do anything, and if this person is going to reach out in any capacity. But we get the Four of Pentacles jumping out into my lap, and the Four of Pentacles to me is mainly going to represent that this person is going to hold back. Like, this person is going to continue to remain guarded and not really do anything about the situation here. Like, this person obviously has you on their mind in some regard or in some capacity. Another card would not jump out, but it's like this person obviously has you on their mind in this capacity that's coming out here today. But I feel like, as badly as this person, and I feel like, honestly though, gonna say here, like, for the most part, for most of us, for let's say 99.9% of us, this person's gonna hold back. They're not gonna insert themselves back into your life. But there's gonna be at least one or two of these motherfuckers that are gonna come back and be like, like, you could be completely, totally moved on with your life. You could be starting a family of your own, or adding on to the family that you already have. And, there's going to be at least a couple of these people that are going to shoot you that text about how they wish that things didn't end up the way that they were, and that they're still in love with you, and so on and so forth. I would say, of course, for a small minority of us, that's definitely a possibility, because you always get a couple of them out of the bunch that just have to, like, throw flames into the fire, especially if you're moving on with your life. But for the majority of us, this person, even though they're feeling this type of way, even though they still haven't let go of the hope, they're going to accept the fact, or they're figuring out that they have to accept the fact that they're now on the outskirts of their life, and that the way in which they feel doesn't quite matter anymore. Like, they weren't there for you when they had the chance to be, and you decided to move on with your life. And they're coming to learn how to accept the fact that they're now on the outskirts of your life. And they're going to hold back on explaining to you or expressing to you that they still have this small bit of hope. But like I said, there's always a couple of these MFers that have to insert themselves, even if you've, moved on with your life, and even if it's been months or years at a time that the two of you have not been in contact with one another. There's always a couple of them that'll shoot you a text to let you know that unfortunately they still exist. So I do hope that makes sense, my Pile 2s. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Hello, Pile 3, my pyrite pile. Let's take a look at at what your person is currently thinking and feeling. What are their intentions? Okay, just a nice all-encompassing what is going on in this connection between you and your person type of reading. Let's see, what are their current thoughts, feelings, and intentions when it comes to the connection that you share. We start out with the Five of Pentacles, Judgment, the Chariot. So that's good to see here to start out. So the Five of Pentacles to me is going to represent that this person struggles with insecurities. This person feels like you are too good for them. That's one of the first things that came to mind, especially with Judgment, because to me, when I saw Five of Pentacles and the Judgment card, it's like they're trying to decide whether or not this connection is going to work out because they do not feel like they are worth your time. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. But what's lovely to see here is the Chariot, and the Chariot is going to represent that this person is currently trying to overcome and work through this lack of confidence that they are currently struggling with. Now, let's get some more cards out here to get some more thoughts and feelings. But I would even say, like, as far as that, that's one of their main thoughts right now. You know, like, they feel like you are too good for them. Yes, I wanted to make sure I didn't say that wrong. I wanted to make sure I didn't say they feel like they're too good for you, because it's not that, it's the other way. You know, they feel like you are too good for them, and they're trying to decide if this is, like, I do feel like, though, they're trying to decide if this is worth their time to pursue, because they're so insecure that they feel like you wouldn't even consider them. So I hope that that makes sense in some way. And then with the Chariot there, we see this person is trying to overcome their insecurities and make some type of positive movement forward. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is immediately going to bring up to me that this person is taking their sweet-ass time when it comes to doing so. Okay, so this is a situation that has taken time or that will continue to take time. And the main reason why seems to be because they're overcoming their own bullshit. But what's lovely to see with that Nine of Cups is they're learning that they have everything that they need, and their self-confidence is going to begin to get a lot better. And to be honest, I hate these types of messages. I love them and I hate them, but I also feel like if we're going to change, we should be changing for ourselves. But I feel like when it comes to you and when it comes to the connection that you share with this person, you make them want to be better. And I feel like in a good way, you've triggered them into knowing, or you've triggered them into recognizing that they need to begin to get their shit together. And they need to begin to, let's say, work on their confidence first and foremost, if they want this to move forward. Because one of the main things that's holding them back is a lack of confidence, is them being very insecure, is a lack of self-worth on their end. And they know that they want to be in your life, and they know that they want you in their life. I feel like I just double said the same thing. But they know, they've decided this is what they want. They want to be with you, etc. And they now know that they need to work through their own bullshit if they're going to be with you. So I feel like when it comes to this person, you've triggered them into bettering themselves. And what's basically being told here between the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups is this person's going from having a lot of insecurities and having very low self-esteem to having high self-esteem. And I feel like one of the main reasons why is because they decided that if they want this to work out, or if they want to make their move, if they want to make a positive movement forward in regard to this connection, they're going to need to begin to overcome their own doubts and their own self-limiting beliefs and their own insecurities. And even if it's taken them a while to come to that conclusion, they're going to come to that conclusion. They're going to work on themselves, and they're going to better themselves to this point of them now having the self-esteem and releasing the insecurities that they have, so that they can make some type of positive movement forward in regard to the connection that you share with them. And then we have the Page of Cups coming out. And the Page of Cups is going to basically be a card that's indicative of this person making a move. And I feel like one of the biggest moves that this person is going to make at first in regard to this connection is going to be they're going to do like a total uptick in the flirtation that the two of you do with one another. Because I feel like for the most part, the two of you already kind of flirt with one another, or there's already some type of chemistry that goes on between the both of you. And I feel like this person is going to begin to increase that, because the Page of Cups at times can be like a little immature and struggle when it comes to expressing themselves. Even though the Page of Cups can indicate somebody expressing their feelings for someone else, the Page of Cups sometimes doesn't always go about it in the most mature way. So I feel like when it comes to this person at first, they might try to flirt with you more, they might try to spend more time with you, they might like try to make more plans with you, but they might still struggle, or with the Four of Pentacles, they might still struggle or still be a little bit guarded when it comes to their emotions and fully and completely expressing themselves to you. But I feel like with the Page of Cups and that Nine of Cups, they're going to really begin to put themselves out there a lot more when it comes to you. When it comes to expressing their feelings, though, that Four of Pentacles would indicate that that's still going to be a little bit of a struggle. And it's almost like it's going to get to a point where they're going to make it very obvious that they have feelings for you, but they're not going to like open their damn trap and just let you know exactly how it is that they are feeling for you. So I would say, as far as intentions, I would say like as far as this person's feelings for you, this person does have romantic feelings for you, and they're struggling to open up about them. And at first it seems like it's this huge struggle because they're very insecure, but they've decided, and you've sort of triggered them in a good way, let's say, to work on themselves. And this has been something that's been a long time coming. It seems as though their self-esteem, or they're going to be working on their self-worth, their self-esteem, they're going to be feeling more confident in themselves. And then it seems like they're going to flirt a lot, and they're going to put themselves out there when it comes to you and when it comes to the connection, but they're still going to struggle at first when it comes to expressing the way that they're feeling about you romantically. So I hope that that makes sense. And the last card that we have is the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups to me is a very good sign here, because it would indicate that this connection is going to move forward despite the struggles here and the struggle here. There's a strong indication with the Two of Cups of this person expressing themselves, letting you know how it is in which they feel about you. And what I want to do is pull a time frame when it comes to that Two of Cups, because I do feel like, for the most part, or when it comes to most of us within this connection. So the Judgment card came out again, and the Judgment card to me is going to indicate this person communicating their feelings toward you. I feel like what all of this could also be indicative of is maybe things that you've already been dealing with when it comes to this person. You know, maybe as of late, or in the recent past and now into the present, this person has been more present within your life, and maybe this person has been more flirtatious, or there's been more chemistry between the two of you, but they're still not exactly saying or doing anything. Whereas now this Judgment card, when it comes to the Two of Cups, and when it comes to sort of like a time frame, first of all, for Judgment, for me, I usually think of Virgo. I don't think it's actually associated with Virgo, but that's my own personal interpretation. And Virgo season is coming up, let's say, somewhat soon into the near future. I believe it starts, or it begins at the end of August. So, and it goes into September. So that's like one possible time frame when it comes to this person. And I feel like even with that, the reason why like this has been a long time coming, or this situation has taken a long time, but time frame within the next couple of months is indicated with the Judgment card here, to me would be, and even with the Two of Cups, the Two of Cups can indicate 2 months. I feel like because we've already been dealing with this person, I feel like for a majority of us that are maybe listening to Pile 3, we've already been dealing with this person. We've dealt with this person, you know, or even from what we could tell about them, this person feeling down on themselves, whether it's about where it is that they are at in life, whether it's about the way they look, whether it's about what they've got going on for themselves. We've seen this person be insecure about themselves, or we know that this seems to be a struggle that they have. They might also be a little, I'm going to say, like socially awkward at times too. So there's a couple of different insecurities or whatever that I'm picking up on that this person might have. But this person, because of you, knows that they need to better themselves, and even though it's taken a while to get to that point of them bettering themselves and of them having more confidence in themselves and more confidence in this connection that exists between the two of you, it seems as though this person is moving forward toward trying to move the connection forward. And while they might be more flirtatious at first, while they might not explicitly express the way in which they are feeling at first, it does seem as though for many of us that have been dealing with this person for a decent amount of time now, that this person over the course of the next couple of months is going to actually explicitly express the way in which they've been feeling after I would say even, let's say, a very long time of holding back expressing themselves. And let's see if we can get, really what I want to try to get is like a little bit more into a possible time frame, because even with that judgment card, the judgment card to me will bring up honesty as well. Honesty or clarity, this person yet again making like a judgment call, making a decision. It seems as though this person's decided they have to stop with their guardedness and this like pussyfooting around the situation, and they need to begin to actually say something or actually do something. And I feel like that's why for some of us it's coming up as like as a only being a couple more weeks or months, let's say like 2 more months. And then I had a whole bunch of different cards jump out, which I'm going to have to put back into the deck. But one of them that ended up on top of all the others was the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is a good sign too, because the Ace of Cups would indicate 1 month. But to me, it's like, I feel like for some of us, we've been dealing with this person for a bit of time now, and that's why the time frames are so soon into the near future. Let's try to get one more card out here. We also have the Magician. And I'm going to have to make this quick just because I've only got like 5% battery left on my phone. But the Magician to me is going to yet again represent that this person soon into the near future is going to make their move. I feel like this person's now working through any guardedness or any awkwardness that they might feel when it comes to explicitly stating how it is that they feel. And that within the next couple of months, this person is going to begin to make real positive movement forward in regard to this connection, because I feel like a lot of the positive movement forward that this person has made in the past and as of recently has been personal battles that they've had to overcome, and now they're overcoming this like lack of emotional intimacy or fear of emotional intimacy in order to make things move forward and to make positive movement forward more so in regard to the connection for the both of you. So I really hope that that makes sense. It seems as though this person's going to express themselves quite soon into the near future and let you know how they're feeling. They're going to completely and totally let their guard down and put themselves out there a lot more when it comes to this connection. Thank you so much, Pile 3, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day.